marginal utility, it's all about getting satisfaction or getting pleasure or getting happiness, anything that gives you some extra benefit. We call that utility in the econ terms. Okay? So anytime you hear an economist say, hey, that has more utility, or that has some marginal utility, that just means it has some extra happiness, some extra goodness, some extra benefit. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay? So that's all we're talking about. So when we talk about the law of diminishing marginal utility, I think you'll understand kind of what that means as we go through this experiment. Okay? And really all you have to do is you have to eat marshmallows for me. Okay? And you have to rate how much satisfaction that marshmallow gave you when you eat it. Okay? You're going to rate it on a 10 to negative 10 scale. Okay? 10 to negative 10. Okay? So 10 would be, yeah, that's the best marshmallow you ever ate. Negative 10, wow, that's really good. Okay? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So first marshmallow. Go ahead and grab one out of the bag there. And go ahead and eat it. Try to eat it quickly, but don't make yourself choke.
Come on, that's too slow.
Don't choke.
You're taking forever. Okay. And Jacob, you rated that what?
7.
7. Wow. Okay.
So
7.
that is a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now you get your second marshmallow. Go ahead.
What'd you do to marshmallow?
Just bought them last night. They're as
Oh.
fresh as I could get them.
Some drugs.
Oh, the bad case of diarrhea.
Oh my god.
Okay. How would you rate that one?
3.
3. Okay. Oh, I went down. Okay. So 3. All right. Okay. Go ahead and eat another one.
This would be so awkward if I was there. I'd be crying. Just kidding.
First period, I had a girl doing it, and she was like 2 weeks ago.
I would have to.
All right. How'd you rate that one?
0.
Ooh, 0. Okay. All right. Okay. And let's take fourth one.
I'd have to eat the whole bag in order to get to 0.
Yeah.
4 marshmallows. You like
Marshmallows
marshmallows?
are sick.
There's
I
another
love
cross.
marshmallows.
Wow.
When they're just like plain like that.
All right. How'd you rate that one?
-2.
Ooh, negative 2. All right.
Things get worse and worse.
So we're down into negative numbers. All right. All right. Let's give Jacob a big round of applause. Well done. Thank you for reading. You can go back to your seat real quick. So we see a pattern here, right? He started out as 7, then he went to a 3, then to a 0, then to a -2. All right. Now the way economists kind of figure this out here is his utility for eating the first marshmallow is 7. Okay, you rated it 7, it's 7. Okay. His utility for the second one was 3. Okay, so that's 4, the difference of 4. So we add that 4 to the 7, and we get 11. So his actual utility for eating 2 marshmallows is 11. Okay. Now the third marshmallow was 0. Okay, so he didn't gain any utility at all. So it's still 11. Okay, so he stayed at a utility of 11. Okay, the happiness level or whatever, however you want to call it. Okay. Then he went to a -2. So now we're going back downhill to 9. Okay, so his utility's going down to 9. I'm assuming if we would have continued on, you probably would have been at a -4 or -5 or whatever. And we would have gone below there. At any point where this number becomes less than whatever that first, wherever you started, that's where you know you've hit that law of diminishing marginal utility. At that point, you're not getting any extra benefit from eating any more marshmallows. Okay? So he was still getting some benefit all the way to here, and then probably the next step would have been crashed out. That's too many marshmallows. I've had enough. Okay? So this law of diminishing marginal utility is just kind of an economic way of saying, hey, we buy stuff and we make choices based on how much benefit we get from it, right? When we talk about economics, it's all about the idea of why we make the choices we do, especially with the money we spend. Okay? And in this case, a lot of times the reason we buy something is because of the law of diminishing marginal utility, whether we hit that spot or not. And when we hit it, we usually decide not to take any more, or do any more, or buy any more. Let me give you an example. What did I do? Oh, good, I didn't lose it. Let's pretend that this $1 bill is a $10 bill. Okay, so this is a $10 bill. That's fine, and it's down on the ground, and you're walking down the hallway, and you see that $10 bill. What would you do? Would you walk past it?
I would take
I would jump towards it.
Okay, yeah, you'd probably grab it and see if anyone noticed and slip it in your pocket, right?
Yep.
Probably.
Walk away
Not,
fast.
maybe not. Maybe you'd go to the office with it or whatever. But a lot of us would probably just stick it in our pocket. That's fine. Okay? So you would do that. And you would do that because why?
because I'm more.
Because if you hold it up, everybody's going to claim it.
No. No, you would do it because it has some utility to you, right?
Yeah.
$10 more means a lot to you. Or it means something to you. It's not like, but you could go, you could go to a movie with $10, you could buy extra lunch for $10, you could put gas in your tank for $10. There's a lot that you could do, and I could do with $10. It gives us some utility. Okay? Now, same scenario. $10 on the ground, Warren Buffett's walking past it. Would he pick it up?
No.
No.
I bet he would.
You think so?
I bet he would pick it up. But the question is, would he get as much utility out of it as I did?
No.
How come?
Rich.
Because he has $40 billion, right? Okay? Adding 10 more dollars onto $40 billion, that doesn't give him much utility, right? It's like, oh wow, now I have $40 billion and $10. That doesn't give him a lot of satisfaction. But adding $10 to your wallet that has no money in it, that's some utility, right? Okay? So Warren Buffett has hit that law of diminishing marginal utility when it comes to $10 laying around on the ground. Okay? We have not. We can still get some satisfaction from that. Make sense? Okay? I always think of pizza when I think of this, and the book uses an example for pizza. It shows a guy eating pizza, and I always think of myself as that guy because I could eat a large pizza easily. Okay? Easily. I love pizza. If it's kind of like, I would eat a whole thing because I'm kind of a pig. And when I do that, what is the best piece of pizza? The first one or the last one? Absolutely. That's the one I'm getting the most utility out of. It's hot, it's fresh, I'm the most hungry, I have the most space in my stomach. That's the best piece of pizza. The second one, still good, still getting utility out of it. Probably the third, fourth, fifth, maybe even the sixth one. But at some point, that utility starts to drop off to where I'm just feeling sick if I put another piece of pizza in my mouth. And maybe I'll wait and eat that for breakfast the next day. You guys ever eat pizza for breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah. All right. So that's the law of diminishing marginal utility. Does that kind of make sense to you guys? That idea. It's a pretty easy concept, and it's kind of a natural economic concept that you're all familiar with. We're just putting a name on it. So that idea of where we stop getting satisfaction from something, that's that law of diminishing marginal utility, and it really drives a lot of our decision making. When you think of the things that you do in your life, a lot of it is based on how much utility am I going to get. And when we say marginal utility, it's just, when we say marginal, it's extra. How much extra utility, benefit, do I get from doing that? How much extra utility do I get from eating that third piece of pizza? Or eating that fifth marshmallow? Okay, and if it's not enough, we're not going to eat it, or we're not going to buy it. We're not going to choose to do that. Make sense? Okay, cool. Then we'll move on. You guys, within your groups, whoever you're sitting with or near to, okay, I'd like you to have just a quick conversation. Somebody, or both of you, or all three of you, come up with some time in your life where you've noticed this law of diminishing marginal utility has happened to you. Okay? I've had a lot of really good examples in all two of my other classes that have done this today. They've come up with some very good examples. I'm hoping you guys will come up with some good examples too. Make sure they're appropriate for school. Okay? Make sure they're appropriate for school. And as you have those conversations, I'm going to come around the room and I'll have the video camera trained on you too, so keep talking about what I asked you to. All right? Yeah. Yeah, we should show how mine I can help you out individually.
First time it's
And then they get
Eating them,
yourself.
and then when you're at the very bottom of the bag, you don't want to finish it because there's like that much left. Yeah. Even though it's not as good as it was.
Come on, join the group, Julian. Come on, Julian.
Trying to get up.
You don't have to get up. You can just talk from there.
You had like the time of your life there, and then like now it's just like boring. The other side.
5 times. Fourth.